Welcome to the international webinar on the exclusive importance of skillful personality and its global impacts, organized by ARSSS in association with iRaj Webinars. On the behalf of entire organizing committee, I'm Isaac Behra, organizing secretary, would like to welcome you all for this webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the organization. The motto behind this non-profit association is to bridge the gap between students, professors, academics, and industrialists from multidiscipline. Apart from organizing various seminars, expert talks, and conferences, we have we have various highly rated multidisciplinary journals in the field of science, engineering, technology, and management. Since our inception, we have been arranged various international conferences and webinars at various parts of the world like New York, London, Australia, Hong Kong, Dubai, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, India, etc. More than 1 lakh people across the globe are associates with us, and more than 5 lakh research papers have been presented and published during our journey. Today, I'm glad to welcome you all as a member of this fastest growing network for the advancement of science and technology in terms of research and innovation. Today, we were very much fortunate to have an eminent professor and expert who is joining this webinar as an expert guest and as a speaker and guest. His name is Professor Dr. Rudra Pratap Gupta. Now I would like to welcome our professor to deliver the webinar.
Thank you very much. This is my towering pleasure to join in your wonderful community, which is simply fascinating in nature. And most importantly, I would like to pay my best gratitude and undeniable collegiality to ARSSS, which is Advanced Research Society for Science and Sociology. So I'm feeling really very proud and grateful to all of you because of your wonderful arrangements indeed, just to regulate this best and most epoch-making academic webinar, where I'm just going to expound my views regarding the very, very impactful concept called personality, which has been really appreciated in all over the globe, indeed in all the regards. So at the outset, it is a very, very overcast but stylish day indeed, and it is an exclusive weekend for each one of us just to enhance the perceptual learning indeed in a very, very befitting manner. So that is why, by the grace of God and my wonderful associates, I'm here just to expound my views, which is going to be placed from the core of my heart. That is nothing apart from the topic, which is entitled The Exclusive Importance of Skillful Personality and Its Global Impacts. We are the rational bunch of human beings. We are in a very proud position to lead ourselves in a very comprehensive manner for shiny tomorrow. And that is exactly what we should be looked into right at this moment without any fail. That is why we need to have some outstanding personalities along with the best words and wisdom without any fail right now to initiate our lives. So it is going to be absolutely engaging and enriching at the same point of time, I tell you very frankly. So personality determines the stand of self refinements. Of course, it is an act of life. It is an enactment to perform. It is a great base to react and respond accordingly. How do you react? How do you respond? How do you reply? What is the way of your own expression? How do you receive the message? How do you react? These are all coming under this. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, I'm really sorry for that. It's
Okay,
audible.
okay, absolutely no problem. So this very concept is going to be enriched in all over the globe if we do join our collective hands together just to refine the same along with their requirements, along with their needs and the destined occupational standings, destined occupational enhancements, right? That is exactly what we should be looked into right now. And according to the days of the progresses, we need to enhance the same in a very positive note. So it is going to be absolutely in our grip to enact and to react. I'm going to speak with somebody. My personality will be determining my nature, my character, my standoff elevation, and most notably, the nature of my humanity. So these are equally very, very important, I tell you, without any fail. And I am really requesting to each one of you just to keep the same in your collective minds that your personality should be or must be absolutely upright and upstanding at the same time. So I welcome all the eminent researchers, eminent faculties, academicians, directors of different institutes, industrialists. They were just regulating the entire synopsis of the globe in a very conforming manner. And at the same time, all of my very magnetic and compelling friends, well-wishers, scientists, and most notably my august audience. So I would like to address in such a manner as if this very word does work as a best medicine for each one of you at every individual second without any fail. And that is how we shall be definitely driving ourselves in a very different dimension for tomorrow, not only to score marks, but to lead ourselves in a very stylish, in a very significant fashion, in a very eloquent equation, I tell you. And that is going to be the ultimate stand of each one of you to be alive in this highly competitive globe. Definition, it says that it indicates self thoughts, feeling, realization. Yes, some incidents do take place in the city of joy, that is Kolkata. How shall you react? How shall you reply? And what shall be the your own behavior along with your reactions? That is going to be counted under this unique concept called personality, and that is going to distinguish you from the other people at the same point of time in all the regards, right from your standing, right from your psychological stance, right from your educational elegance to your end note of performance and contribution at the same time. So these indicators are equally very, very important and very impactful, I tell you, for each one of you, not only to proceed further in a very successful manner, but to entrench the wonderful synopsis and significance of our rising society, which is happening outside, which is happening inside. You shall have to understand through your own personal views and personal perception at the same time. So this perception will be counted according to your personal standing and your personality at the same time, just to react, to respond, to reply, and to take your own initiatives to solve the problem within the given time frame. Features, it is absolutely very riveting for all of us right now to have. First of all, consistency. Say for example, you have been performing in an organization for last 2 to 3 years, 3 consecutive years. In that case, you shall have to have your own consistency level, which is going to be absolutely determining in nature, just to provide you the extra privileges of learning and listen at the same time, so that this concept of consistency will be relating this unique concept called personality at the end. And as a result, you shall be definitely appreciated by your higher or top managerial hierarchy. Next is stability. You shall have to be very, very stable in terms of taking your decisions, in terms of finalizing your plannings, in terms of proceeding further just for the undeniable success, and to provide the best outcome in favor of an organization which you are in terms of money, in terms of acceptance, in terms of goodwill, in terms of performance as well. Next is individual differences. Definitely, it is, this concept is coming from the another very, very world-renowned concept, that is psychological balance. So individual differences will be definitely there. You shall have to catch it. You shall have to adjust with that. And accordingly, you shall have to react from your own. And it is going to be based upon your personal standing. So personality comes at everywhere. Exclusive thinking. You shall have to think exclusively, not only to detect the problems, but to prevent for the solutions. Just to prevent the best solutions at the same time. So detections and preventions are equally important at least in your favor. Detections and preventions are equally important in your favor, just to perform and to count yourself where exactly you are in. How shall you be able to develop yourself within a very short while? How shall it be possible for you, along with your most possible and available resources right now, not only to refine you, but to refine the entire society as a whole? Importance of personality, as I have told you, it is one of the very important concepts in the history of world enhancement, world progression. That is why the first point is commitment. I shall have to be very committed in nature, and that very sincere commitment shall be generated through my personality only. If my personality is directed in a very positive note, then only my direction or my directed destiny will be absolutely positive in nature, and as a result I shall be able to perform well as per the given instructions, given situations, and given requirements at the same time. Sincerity, I shall have to be very sincere to do the job, to do the assignments within the given time frame. These very judgmental thought of mine will be definitely reflected if my personality does permit me in all the regards. I shall have to have the positive frame of mind, as I have mentioned to you earlier. I shall have to have the positive frame of mind, and as a result, this positivity shall bring out the very positive and most upright outcomes at the end of the day. And that is going to be truly desirable, not only as a successful medicine to have, but as a successful attribute to implement in my organization and in my society at the same time. Last but most notably, friendly behavior. It is again reflected from the unique personality and the concept of psychological parity. So I shall have to be friendly with every one of us. Whom do I meet? Whom do I mingle with? With myself. And believe me, if I am really very friendly, I'll be able to understand that very situation of that opposition, of that very person, just to understand, and accordingly I shall be reacting, whether it is a problem, whether it is a solution, absolutely not a matter. The best and core matter is, how shall I react? How shall I take the initiative after listening all the thoughts from my opposition? And how shall I solve the problem according to his or her needs and requirements? That is going to be counted and evaluated accordingly. Elements of personality, it is one of the very riveting parts of this presentation and webinar, because without the elements, how it is possible for me to detect the problems and to prevent the solutions at the same time? First of all, preserve confidence. As per the concept of 5 tenets of life, first point is self confidence. I shall have to have the self confidence, and that is going to have the balance and parity at the same time, just to understand the situation, what exactly I'm going to do, how shall it be possible, what are the best available resources which I have by the grace of God, and how shall I drive the same or enable the same to solve and to clear the pathway for each one of us, they who are my exclusive associates. Then refine communication skill. Yes, it is one of the very important parameters, just to keep my personality absolutely positive and outstanding. I shall have to be refined to communicate with others. It shall have to have the meaning. It shall be absolutely significant. It shall have a great consequential image, so that this very image will be reflected once I'll be reacting, once I'll be taking the initiative, once I'll be planning for something, once I'll be just in an organization to drive the same along with my perceptual thoughts and perpetual contributions at the same time in a very befitting manner. Positive attitude. Attitude determines the behavior. The behavior which I have got by the grace of God and my parents, that is exactly what I'm going to implement in my organization and in my society. And that very behavior or attitude is going to be monitored and evaluated through my own personality only. My personality should not break. My personality should make an exclusive avenue for myself just to be mingled with others within a short while. And as a result, if I do keep my personality absolutely upright and positive, then as a result, I shall be able to bring out some of the exclusive thoughts in my brain, and that is going to be reflected for the satisfactory and congratulatory outcomes on behalf of an organization where I am in terms of wonderful contributions and performances. Exchange of knowledge. Yes, I shall have to keep this personality intact, and that is going to be absolutely eco-friendly. Then only I'll be able to meet with others, I'll be able to talk to others just to exchange my thoughts and my perceptions. As a result, I'll be able to gain something very special in the end, and that is going to be absolutely profitable and beneficial for each one of us to reach the most satisfactory occupational standing within a short while. Because this exchange of knowledge is absolutely pertinent in all over the globe. And that is why we do fly from one province to another in case of any further need when it arises in our favor. Because this very personality will be treated as our one of the best attributes, best leadership attributes, which we shall have to carry forward just towards the best destiny, best professional and profitable destiny, I tell you. Because this personality will be your friend, will be your attribute, will be your best supportive stance, best supportive stand, just to understand what exactly you are going to do, how exactly you are going to jump into that, and how shortly you may have the most bright, flashing, and florid occupational outcome in the end instant. Okay. Now I'm coming to one of the very pivotal aspects again, which is related to personality, which is body language. Your body language should be very straight, should be absolutely significant, very disciplined. Then only your intensity will be cleared, your intensity will be mass acceptant. So this acceptance needs practice. This acceptance needs observations. This acceptance needs your own choice, preference, and perception. So it is going to be automatically developed within a very short while. After that, the concept feeling is coming. You shall have to feel what exactly you are going to do. You shall have to feel whether that is very good or bad in nature. You shall have to have the feeling whether that very paradigm of yours will be conducive for your organization or not. Accordingly, you shall have to react, you shall have to take the best note out of it, and you shall be developed automatically. So this entire process do depend upon the personality. The entire process largely depends upon your own perception and your perpetual thoughts, which is going to be or which are going to be everlasting in nature. Plan to execute. Once this personality is comprehensively entrenched in your society, in your occupational era, then all the planning which you are going to think about will be absolutely absolutely uh, absolutely very very beneficial for you to learn and to achieve this very platform without any further delay. Now, depth of knowledge. You shall have to have your own depth, and that is going to be solid and sound in nature. Then only this concept of personality shall support you without any fail, and that is going to be absolutely profitable and very, very important for you to lead yourself in both national and international standing of elevations. Positive base of personality, what those are? First of all, optimistic thinking. Your optimistic thoughts or your positive frame of mind will be absolutely supportive if your personality does support you, does permit you to proceed further. So, your optimism shall bring out some outstanding thoughts, and at the end, it is going to bring out the revenue and revenue to be alive in your own organization. But mind you, your personality is into the right direction, which is to be reflected in terms of any kind of requirements and needs in the future. Interaction with people, as I have told you, you shall have to interact with people of all the individual classes so that it shall be easier and advantageous for you to understand their personalities as well, whether that is acceptable for you or not, whether that is really significant for you or not to deal with. That is going to be absolutely easier in your favor once your personality is into the right direction. You shall be able to inculcate some of the thoughts from them, and sound implementation from you will be really, really ensured just on behalf of any of the organizations which you are in, just to take the firm decision accordingly in terms of a very profitable equation. Impact factors, what are those? First of all, parental influence. You have been grown up in your family, you have established your position in your society, but how it has been possible, always mind you, it has been already into the track just due to your parents, due to your home tutors. Okay, so you have been brought up in such a manner where you have applied your brains, you have applied your gray matters, you have applied your parentings, you have applied your own realizations at the same time. That is how this concept of personality has been really established in your life without any fail. And that is exactly what you are supposed to do through your homely environment at all, just to prove yourself you are one of the very, very significant soldiers for the society to win the battle within a given time frame. Then I'm coming at one of the very interesting and riveting concepts, which is school environment. You have learned a lot during the journey of your primary school, your secondary school, and your high school. So these environments are absolutely important and essential for you to provide you that very marks according to your personality and the wonderful standing of own persona. So that is how you should lead yourself throughout the entire moral, psychological, educational, and occupational lives. Otherwise, you will be simply nowhere. You shall be simply just beyond the expectations of people. So try to abide by the same and try to recall all those very, very golden moments at all, which you have cherished with once it was your wonderful mantra to lead and to feel accordingly. Friends culture. You have your own society. You do mingle with different sort of people at every individual second and minute. You have a number of friends. What kind of mental standings they do have, what kind of responsive attitudes they do reflect, what kind of cognitive reflections basically they do really focus upon once they do talk to you. These are all very important points. You shall have to count, and the medium to count would be your personality, just to provide the best tips and suggestions to your friends once they are wrong, once they are diverted, once they are not at all according to your expectations. Believe me, just try to do all these according to my kind and sincere opinions, which I'm placing from the core of my heart. Now, needful focus of personality. What are the parameters which I shall have to focus upon just to perform well and to enhance the wonderful chain of personality within a short while? First, mutual bonding. This bonding with people is very important. I shall have to understand their behaviors, their attitudes, their approaches, their acceptance, collective acceptance. Otherwise, my personality will not at all be reflected to them. Impact of language. What kind of easy and most lucid, understandable languages basically I am implementing once I'm speaking with others? That is a matter. That is a huge matter, I tell you, for each one of you, just to enhance your wonderful skills of communication at the same time. Public connection. If your behavior is smoother, if you are really amicable in nature, and in case your personality is into the right direction, then as a result, the concept of public connection will be absolutely successful. And as a result, your stand of humanity will be absolutely focused in all over the world in terms of your acceptance, your goodwill, your wonderful mental standing. Because if you are an educationist, if you do deliver some of the very riveting talks for the students, for the people, then the stand of humanity will have to be reflected without any fail. And that is exactly what you should be focusing upon right from day one, once you are into the same stature to perform as a contributor in this wonderfully acclaimed society without any fail. Then the ideology. Yes, absolutely very important concept it is. This ideology will be taking place in your gray matters. And that is how you shall reflect. Once it is in need, you will definitely be indeed to perform and to react based upon the wonderful message or messages to come in your hand or hands to perform and to reflect your thoughts. First, originality. Originality of word, originality of your thoughts, originality of your introspective behaviors, originality of your sincere responses, originality of your wonderful human standing. Then only this concept of personality will be in a different shape altogether, just which is going to engage you in enriching your noble causes to fulfill within a short while. Individuality, you need to have your own individuality to perform, and it is going to be reflected from your own persona just to perform and to contribute accordingly, because these contributions will be definitely preambled if it is into the right directions and impressive for the rest of the globe without any fail. Excellent ability to movements. If both of your personality and your wonderful amicable attitudes are into the same intersections, then you are in a position to ensure your excellent ability of movements. Movements to be collected, movements to amalgamate some of the like-minded people, movements towards the best occupational destiny, movements towards the outstanding histrionic discovery on behalf of your organization, which you are in collectively, and according to your most appreciable personalities as a whole. Quality of thoughts. Quality of thoughts will be definitely reflected once this concept of your personality will be absolutely high priced in nature. People shall accept your personality and people shall behave accordingly with you, not in terms of providing you the gifts or providing you the sound marks, but these congratulatory, these congratulatory behavioral approaches will be bringing up some of the outstanding occupational profits, some of the outstanding occupational avenues in terms of revenues, in terms of global goodwill and acceptance at the same time. Functions. How this wonderful concept called personality shall function once you will be in need. First of all, oral communication skill. Oral communication skill is something which is absolutely depending upon your own persona and your wonderful, wonderful reflections of thoughts and your pre-scheduled planning. Written communication skill. Written communication skill is something which is undoubtedly just beyond your unusual thoughts. Written skill means you have inculcated some of the cream thoughts and dreamy thoughts which you are going to implement in your own occupational vibrance to be successful. Establishment of thinking. Your thinking will be established once you are into the position to restyle your wonderful occupational vibrance, and that very thinking will have to be profitable and beneficial for your organization, for your own self, for your society to be absolutely reflected successfully. And finally, as per the last point of 5 tenets of life, self-assessment, you will be definitely in a very prior position to assess yourselves in a very befitting manner. And that is the reason why this wonderful occupational era will be reflecting you and your kind presence according to your assessment, which is finally generated from the outstanding concept of personality again. Global impacts. How this impacts will be colorful, will be absolutely successful at the same time. Cultural integrity. I shall have to build up a culture where I shall have the outputs. I shall be able to train people in terms of the outputs, in terms of the outcomes, in terms of the collegial or collective contributions at the same time. Decision making ability. If your personality is into the right direction, the decision making ability will be into the definite control of yours. And as a leader, you will be able to lead yourself very comprehensively for the rest of this globe without any second thought. Because this concept of decision making will be treated as a medicine, and that shall bring out your amicable pathway to work upon in terms of money, in terms of revenue, in terms of the best occupational avenue, and to maintain the goodwill both in national and international stature. Finally, occupational standing. Your standing will be high, higher, and highest if the concept of personality will definitely be reflected at times where you are in absolute need. The noticeable effects. Sound conversation. The conversation will be absolutely perceptual and sound in terms of the profit. Affluence of language. Your language will be, your usage of language will be in a different shape if your personality will be under control. Confident presentation. Say, for example, I'm trying to present very confidently from the seizure of my wonderful feeling and the best core of my wonderful academic endurance. So it pretends I'm really very confident. And this confident presentation will be definitely motivating the rest of the audience without any fail, because it is going to be highly enriching and engaging at the same time. And finally, possibility of success. If I'm confident and if I do deliver something very confidently, then the probability of successful results will be coming within a short while, and that is absolutely desirable indeed in all the regards. Reflection of personality. People should have exclusive self-belief. If my personality is under control, as I have discussed you already, my self-belief will be into the highest point. And as a result, I shall be able to recollect my thoughts. I shall be able to restyle my thoughts according to the needs and determining outcomes and requirements. People should be prompt contributors. Of course, people will be the contributors along with their robust personalities without any fail if they do know how to control and how to energize that very personality along with their very confident and busiest schedule in a day. Their skill of communication should be very specific and clear. Of course, I am very bold in nature, while and once I do keep my personality under my control and according to my spirits and requirements, then I really can tell you this. My delivered presentation is absolutely very confident, very bold, and very robust in nature at the same time. They should be spirited to do anything successfully. Of course, my spirit will be generated, my spirit will be enhanced accordingly, and as a result, my successful personality will be enabling me in enriching my pre-scheduled occupational destiny in a conforming manner. Okay, skill of presentation. Subject matter, I must know the subject matter according to my feeling and realization. Content of literature, how did I inculcate all the thoughts, either from internet or from some of the friends or from some of the books, or it is self perceptualized. Significance of the theme, I shall have to understand the significance once I'll be delivering anything for the public. And last but most notably, affluence of delivery. Again, I'm telling you, this very affluence would come if my personality is really very colorful in nature. And that is the reason why I am going to be in a very different shape, since I do know the paradigm to support my personality for the people at all the times, both in national, international, and intercontinental stature, just to provide the same within a very short while. Because this very personality shall be rousing and awakening for all of us to proceed further in terms of our own self, performances, and contributions. Classification of personality, balanced personality. People they who do have the intelligence, performance, parity of thoughts, and they do know how to deliver the same or how to provide their contributions in a very significant and sequential manner in their lives. They are very balanced, they are very cool, calm, and quiet in nature. And that is why, by the grace, they are in a very prior position to perform according to their discipline, sequential needs, and reflections. Rigid personality. There are some people they who are absolutely very rigid, and they are not in a position to accept all the very friendly situations and friendly kind of people within a short while. They do take times. After that, they do realize what exactly they are going to do. Accordingly, their personality is rescheduled. Their personality is bit modified. Rather, they do modify the same according to the given situations. Ultimately, their personality just does come under control. Introvert personality. There are some people they who do not talk much. They do listen because they are these sound listeners. Very good quality, very cosmic quality. So it is a personality which brings out patience, which brings out wonderful tolerance, which brings out the tenacity for those people to have the crux of a meeting, to have the best points out of a discussion. So they might react after understanding and realizing all the things accordingly. It is a kind of personality which is called introvert personality. And just at the reverse stage, extrovert personality, they who do talk much. They do understand quite easily. They do react according to the needs and requirements, and they really do talk much when it needed, when it is needed, when this need arise accordingly along with the situations, whether that is even or not, even or odd, it is not the matter. Matter is they do talk much according to their own collective justifications, and they do reflect the same from the core of their wonderful perceptual introspections as well. They are sometimes very successful indeed. Time management, it comes definitely under this historic and most undeniable concept of personality again. It is to refine the participation. If you know how to manage your time, it is going to ensure your participation, very solid and successful participation. It is to schedule the sincere presence. Yes, sincere presence means you don't have to listen always. You have to speak out. You have to draw the very, very acceptable conclusion in the end. And that is going to work out. It is to elevate the standard of any performer. Yes, if you are a very sound performer along with your amicable stand-up personality, then it is going to elevate your performance, your level of performance. And as a result, you shall be automatically appreciated and popular at the same time. It is to regulate the entire process very smoothly. Yes, if your personality is bold, very robust in nature, then as a result, your smooth process will be definitely highlighted and noticeable into the public forums. Finally, my conclusion is personality is a stand-off own reflection which is evaluated by the viewers. I do have a kind of personality that shall automatically be evaluated by the others. I am the mirror, you are the reflection. I shall be performing, I shall be speaking out. You people shall tell me what kind of personality basically I do belong in. What kind of character basically I do have by the grace. I shall perform, you shall evaluate. I shall react, you shall tell me the category. I shall contribute, you shall monitor and announce or manifest the stand-up personality in my favor. That is how every individual in this world is alive right now in terms of their social acceptance and occupational magnificence at the same time. And that is how this unique and most what the concept of personality is accepted, is under the curriculum, is under the wonderfully accepted control, and it is something which is related to our collective behaviors at the same time. So we shall definitely perform to be successful, but without personality, it is not going to be possible at all in the future. That is why this concept of personality will definitely be determined by you people once you are all performing towards the positive destiny indeed in style. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for sharing your valuable time and for joining this webinar. On the behalf of our organizing committee, IRAJ Webinars, and I would like to thank all our sponsors and coordinators. I'd also like to thank our president. We're happy to hear your comments and compliments or suggestion at our Facebook and Twitter page. This video will available shortly in our YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe our official YouTube channel, iRaj conferences and seminars for all past and upcoming webinars and expert lectures. Thank you all. See you on another webinar soon. Thank you, Professor.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.